And nowhere did Team Wilder look at it, the inspectors look at it, or and you know, Kenny Bayless or anyone looked at it and said, hey, there's metal egg-shaped pieces in a baggy glove here. Or they all did and said, shh, we all about to cheat Deontay Wilder and put his life on the line.
Hi, this is Joe Cortez. You're watching ShowBizz, the adult.
Oh, this is Bernard Hopkins, ShowBizz, the adult. I'm out.
Oops, up off net. Up off net. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, the adult. All right, man, look. So, Bob Arum, he has responded to the video from Deontay, the bronze bomber, saying that Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, cheated him with loaded gloves and spiked water. Whoops! Alright, man, look. First, I want to say this. Shout out to all of you hitting my DM, all of my show business partners and boxing professionals. You guys have sent me a link to this from IFL TV talking about Bob Arum's response. And a few of you were actually requesting for me to react to it. I think this will be it for me, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. I mean, the accusations that he's making are great enough to have legal actions. You're talking about manslaughter, like I said before. You're talking about even attempted murder. And he's not just accusing Tyson Fury for cheating. I hope you guys understand that. Look, in order for Tyson Gypsy King Fury to be successful with the loaded gloves, Bob Bennett and the Nevada State Boxing Commission would have to be in on it. Okay. Also, Mauricio Suleiman and the WBC will have to be in on it. Team Wilder, Jay Diaz, Mark Breland will have to be in on it. And of course, Tyson the Gypsy King Fury ultimately will have to be in on it. On top of that, Kenny Bayless, the referee that night, will have to be in on it, touching their gloves, knowing that the gloves is without cushion and filling metal pieces that would have to be across the knuckles, right? So when he grabbed the gloves and he rubbed his, chest and he touched the gloves and all those things, that is to check the gloves. And he would have felt those things and ignored them. Okay, so Kenny Bayless will also have to be in on it. So it's not just Fury cheating. It would have to be the entire organization. It have to be a group effort. And it's important that I highlight that. Also, I know many of you have jumped in my comments saying, hey, how about Collins and Resto, when Resto, the loaded gloves, what happened back then in the 80s. Yes, there was a loaded gloves incident. And because of that incident, new rules were developed and applied by the commission. And these are the rules that we're using today to make sure something like that never happens again. So we have to talk about the rules of today, not the rules of yesterday that was flawed. Okay, so let me do my reaction.
Let me explain what I mean. First, for him to castigate Kenny Bayless, the referee,
exactly,
and Mark Breland,
right,
his chief cornerman, the way he did is disgraceful, because they acted properly and they saved Wilder's life from taking any further punishment when he was completely out and getting thrashed by Tyson Fury.
Okay, of course he's going to, say all those things. He'll get thrashed and stuff like that, but he has a point. The point that I think he's making, and I'm not coming behind his exact point saying that Tyson Fury was so good he would just beat the hell out of him. What I'm saying is, if it's true that Tyson Fury was cheating, Deontay Wilder should applaud Mark Breland for stopping the fight. Okay? You're talking about that he had cushion removed from the gloves with egg-shaped metal pieces in there, beating you, denting your skull. Yes, He should, I mean, you should look at Mark Breland and say thank you. Not because he was better than me, but because obviously, as you know, he's cheated, he got loaded gloves, and he's hitting me with metal. All right, so yeah, he's making a point there, but the point that I'm making is on the side of Wilder. If Fury is a cheater with metal pieces in his gloves, and denting his skull in, then he should definitely applaud Mark Breland for stopping that. I would want Mark Breland to stop that. No need to say that I'm a warrior because I'm fighting fair. You're cheating with metal pieces in your gloves. You see what I'm saying? So Mark Breland did the right thing regardless if Deontay Wilder think that Fury was cheating or not. Mark Breland did the right thing regardless.
The night before, the day before the fight, at the weigh-in, the gloves are presented to the commission who inspects the gloves. Each side then examines the gloves, and then each fighter picks a pair of gloves as the gloves they're going to use in the fight, and a second pair in case something happens to the glove during the fight that they could use. Then the gloves are secured by the commission, and they're kept in a safe place so nobody can tamper with them. The night of the fight, a commission inspector brings the gloves that each fighter has signed his name on to the respective fighter, who has already put on his wraps, hand wraps, approved by the commission, hand wraps being signed, and the gloves are put on in the presence of the inspector that brought the gloves and the inspector that's assigned to the room. Nobody can tamper with the gloves.
Okay, so what he's saying there is there's no way Tyson the Gypsy King Fury could have tampered with the gloves and have gotten those gloves from the point of when he tampered with them all the way into the ring and been successful that night against Deontay Wilder. Without the help of the Nevada State Commission, he can't do it without the help of Team Wilder. He can't do it without the help of the inspectors and the WBC. He can't do it without the help of all these guys, Kenny Bayless, the referee, all these parties being all-inclusive in the cheating maneuver, okay, and those tactics that Deontay Wilder is accusing Team Fury of implementing. Now, look, I want to say this. I know many of you bring up Floyd Money Mayweather and Maidana. What he just described is exactly why Floyd Mayweather didn't agree with Maidana's gloves. It happened then when they sat there and picked the gloves, and they had the gloves there, and Maidana and them said these were the same gloves that you agreed to before. Why not now? Well, I don't agree with them now. And they had to do something about that. So that happens, okay? So you have empty gloves with metal dangling around in the gloves, and nowhere did Team Wilder look at it, the inspectors look at it, and Kenny Bayless or anyone looked at it and said, hey, there's metal egg-shaped pieces in a baggy glove here. Or they all did and said, shh, we all about to cheat Deontay Wilder and put his life on the line. If that's the case, like I said, I am waiting on the lawsuits. Forget the lawsuits. I'm waiting on the manslaughter case, okay, at this point. If there's no legal actions from Deontay Wilder, then, I have nothing else to say about this. So I'm going to wait. From here on out, this is my last video on this. I'm going to wait for the legal actions. And once the legal actions, start and we start going through the trial, then we can really start talking about what's going on with the case and stuff like that, because that'd be extremely important when it comes to boxing. If there's no legal actions at that point or ever, then really just let me know when Deontay Wilder next fight is, or Tyson Fury next fight is. Okay? ShowBizz, little adult. I'm telling you guys. I'm done, and thank you so much for the links and the DMs and everything, but I did this video as a service to you, but from here on out, that's it. That's close to, at least put a seal on it. until we get some legal actions initiated from Deontay Wilder. I'm out.